When the honeymoon phase is gone, now the reality sets in. Number one, players. Things you tell her go in one ear and out the other. Communication is key. So if you're telling your partner things and she's listening but not hearing you, that's a problem. And one of my favorite movies was Training Day. And this is what Denzel was telling Ethan Hawke when they were sitting in their Cutlass riding. He said, yeah, you listening, but you're not hearing me. See, listening can be, I'm listening to the words coming out your mouth. But hearing is when you got that person's divided and undivided attention, and they taking in all the information you telling them. That's the difference between listening and hearing someone. Listening could be, yeah, I hear you. But hearing is when they taking in all the information you saying, players. Everything. Number two, players. No, this is still part of number one. You got to a point where you're talking and repeating yourself more than ever. You're being ignored and she's no longer in heavy cooperation with you. It's a problem, player. There's a big problem. When I'm trying to talk to a female, or if I'm with a female in a relationship, I always look for heavy cooperation, player. And that's one of my favorite things to get out of a woman. It's heavy cooperation. So, player, once that communication is broken and she listens to you and not hearing you, that is a problem, player. Now, number two, can't get past the issues and problems. Can't get past the past issues and problems. I say it like that. Those issues can't get resolved and escape, but instead keep resurfacing no matter what the subject is. It's to a point where more problems get added on to it. That is a problem. It's hard to break through and do something different if those issues can never get resolved and stick around. That's built up contempt coming from a bad place, players. Yes, it is, players. Man, that is bad. Added problems on top of the problems you're already dealing with. That's come from what? Not repairing those small leaks in your relationship, player. The problems y'all have. You got to focus down on those small leaks, players. They matter. Number three, says you ignore her with certain things you do or say. Now, I heard this now. One of my homies told me this. A woman told them that. If she constantly says you're rubbing her the wrong way, there can also be built up contempt, and it might be too late to erase. Resentment contempt builds real slowly, and that's a sign it could be creeping in if she easily and consistently and constantly gets annoyed with you. If you're asking her, let's go to catch a movie, watch certain shows on TV, make you dinner, check this, players, and her reactions is a long dark stare and deep sigh. Ugh. That means she's fed up with you and the relationship, player. And that's what that is. That's exactly what that is, player. Man, you say, hey, you gonna cook something, and she'll give you a long dark stare, player. Ooh, player, that's built up contempt for real, player. Alright, when one partner isn't on board, and this is number 4, player. Once was cool with you being on social media. Now, I heard this a couple times, not told to me, player. Number 4, once was cool with you being on social media, but now it's a problem. When one partner isn't on board with you, how the other partner uses their social media, it can be a huge problem and cause division in the relationship, player. First, she said it was cool to stay in touch with old friends on social media. Now, she says it's only for close friends and family. Why the change of heart, players? And I tell all my players this, man. You know what happened? Boundaries should have been established and clear from the beginning. That's the only answer I have for that, player. Because, see, you should establish that from the get-go. We only going to talk to these people or whatever. You should have had that. See, you got to start from the beginning. You can't change the game up in the bottom of the 5th inning, players. You cannot change the game up in the bottom of the 5th inning. It starts from the beginning. Number 5. Your relationship should be a safe haven and a support system. When a partner is feeling limited in their own personal life, outside of the relationship, it can be a problem. If one partner is feeling cheated because they want to grow as an individual, and the other partner isn't being fully supportive and encouraging, encouraging them so that they can reach their full potential. They can also cause a split. Everybody got a life outside the relationship they in, player. And if she's not feeling supported by, like you, if it's something that she want to do, like she want to grow outside the relationship, and you not being fully supportive, that's bad. And the same, like I say, it's vice versa all the time. And then if she's not encouraging you, that's a major problem too, player. Everything got to be on one accord, player. Everything got to be on one accord. Your relationship got to be a safe haven and a security blanket for when things go wrong. Number 6, players. No more fire in her belly. Not trying to fight to keep the relationship together is a problem. Instead of fighting to keep the relationship together, she's finding more things to fight about. I was laughing when I wrote that down. Ooh, boy, I was giggling up, man. Hey, man. Number 1, find a solution to the problems, if not too late. Or find out where her heart is. Because you don't want the relationship to be unbalanced to where you're carrying all the weight. And that's important, too. Hey, man. Everything got to be on one accord, player. Everything. If she's not fighting as hard as you, man, mentally, emotionally, physically, 100%, you need to sit down and have a talk, player, because you could be wasting your time. You really could be. You got it. Both of y'all got to be fighting, player. Now this is sneaky. Number 7, no fights at all. When couples both fight, it's an engagement and a chance problems can be worked out. Yes, but no fights at all is a major problem. It represents y'all's lack of concern and care about holding a relationship together. You don't want to have no fights at all, player. That means both of y'all don't care what happened. You don't care if the ship sink or swim. You don't care if it float or go under. So that's bad, player. Number 8, growing apart. Spending time together is a great thing, but it's not great if y'all realize there's nothing in common anymore that's keeping y'all together. When couples grow apart, it creates a blurred vision and not a shared vision for the future. Shared vision means it's still a connection. Blurred vision can mean breakup. That's what that is. It can mean breakup, player. Number 9, communication with your partner is broken. If communication is the key, then she's changed her lock. It's a problem. If communication is the key and she's changed her lock, it's a problem. If you start to see where she's blocking your communication off and your thoughts and feelings aren't being heard, and it's to the point where you're going other places to confide in someone, man, that's a major problem. Man, now that's a major problem. Man, when your thoughts and feelings aren't being heard and it's to the point where you're going other places to confide in someone over her, player, it's a problem. And if she going somewhere else and not you, man, when the bond strengthens, the intimacy deepens, player. And y'all need to stick together on that. When you start seeing that, it's over, player. Philosophies and ideologies change. Y'all started off with everything being on one accord, shared core beliefs and values. I talk about that all the time. But now those things have changed on both ends. When ideology changes a relationship, it's keeping the relationship from going forward. Beliefs, finances, kids, marriage, goals, dreams, retirement, place to move and stay. Once ideology changes, so does the mindsets and the relationship, player. Honeymoon phase ended. This is my last one, players. Honeymoon phase ended. Hold on, I want to make sure I do the best on this, player. At the beginning, everything was planned out to the T. At the beginning, everything was planned out to the T. Everyone and everything was on one accord, and it seemed like nothing could go wrong. Now the transition is challenging and changing. Making it through the stages of hardships is important and beneficial. Uh-oh, players. I'm about to just really go in with this. Now. It proves the couple's strengths and togetherness. What that proves when y'all get through those hardships together, it proves y'all strengths and togetherness. It's a we mentality, team we mentality. It strengthens the bond and deepens the intimacy. But the only one thing that can get in a couple's way is outgrowing one another. And this is what I was talking about Derek Jackson. My response to him. Getting past many hardships is one thing. But when the couple outlooks, views on life change, they run out of answers and start to feel helpless and hopeless. The end is near. Alright, players. Respect.